Hello and welcome back to an all-new Sam Explains the World. I'm your host, Samantha Bremekamp, and we are going to focus on starting seeds indoor with grow lights or in front of a very sunny window. We're doing a new method of using baggies with a little bit of soil, and the soil is seed starting, so it's very light and it's supposed to really help your seeds get going, and a little bit of water. So far with this method, we have snapdragons sprouted already, which is really exciting. And I'm super pumped to be able to show you these new grow lights. They're so thin and so bright, it's amazing. You might remember the apparatus that I've used, or actually the different versions that I've used over the years, that are clunky and have like the really big bulbs that die so often they keep replacing. These are awesome. They have their own timers. You can change what kind of colors you're trying to put out and how bright it gets, but it covers the whole shelf and takes zero room. It was really easy to rig up. A big thanks to my super hot fiance, Kevin, for rigging these lights for me and helping me get this shelving unit up here. And away we go. So let's get our hands dirty, but not too dirty, and have a great time.
Come to me, please.
Why, hello there. I am super excited. I have my setup with my seed starting dirt, the giant Sharpie, the baggies, and I'm organizing the ones that I've already started, taking some of the seeds from like the sugar snaps and what have you, and putting everything that I'm starting from seed in the grow room in a baggie, so I know I have it all collected together and I know what I've already done. Because, sometimes you get confused, or if you're me, you get confused. But I'm really excited to be trying these for the first time. rareseeds.com from Bear Creek, and they came super fast, and they have a really awesome variety of like different heirloom seeds. So I'm going to focus a lot on flowers this year, more so than last year, now that we know the terrain of everything in this yard. And I'm pretty excited to be growing all these different varieties of like straw flowers, pink daisies, just super fun. A reason that I am focusing on things like straw flowers, if you caught any of the UV resin episodes, straw flowers do remarkably well as pressed flowers, as dried flowers. They keep their form, they keep their color, and they're going to look amazing when I make different like heart-shaped trays and stuff with resin going forward. But now that I understand how resin works, that I understand my garden, it's much easier to plan ahead and hope for the best. But some really fun things, different types of sunflowers. Apparently there's a variety called like a teddy bear that looks super fuzzy, fluffy, almost Dr. Seuss-like. And I am really excited. This is the Double Sun King one. Again, it just looks like a fuzzy koosh ball, if you're my age and remember that term, or a pom-pom on top of a hat, but it's actually a sunflower. And if you remember, sunflowers are super good at taking all the toxic stuff out of the soil. Where there's been really big nuclear spills, Chernobyl and stuff, they have found that sunflowers do a really incredible job of taking out all of the radiation and stuff, it's just crazy to think of how amazing nature is. No matter what we throw at it, it adapts and it heals itself and it helps heal our stuff, so it's super cool. I'm doing a frosted salmon, like a double poppy, some cosmos, all different types of flowers, and I cannot wait for these to be in bloom and to share them with you and to share them with others. There's just something so sweet about being able to bring a beautiful bouquet of flowers that you grow in your garden when you get invited to somebody's house for a barbecue or a party or their birthday or whatever it is, or just because. Make friends to your neighbors, bring them bouquets of flowers, or make a business out of it. A lot of people can do that if you have the space and the mind for it. I'm super excited. I have great hope that these will do really well. This is my first year working with this company, but I think you should check it out. They have a really beautiful catalog. If nothing else, it's just really fun to look at. But all right, wish us luck. We'll see how this goes. So I'm not going to start all of the seeds indoors because a lot of them, like poppies, like cosmos, really prefer to be grown directly where they're supposed to grow. They don't want to be transplanted or moved. They don't do that well if you try to do that. So those, I'll wait. I've already written the dates on, like, figured out, it says, like, 2 to 3 weeks before the last frost, or this one is 3 to 5 weeks. So I got a handy dandy calendar and I figured out and wrote the dates on the packets of when I should direct sow them outside, or start them inside, depending on what kind of plant they are. But all of these can be started indoors now. So I'm going to, because it's 6 to 8 weeks before the last frost. The last frost for our area in Berks County, PA, is allegedly April 15th. Of course, you'll remember perhaps last season where it remained cold through into June, which was just really fun for everybody. That's sarcasm for those that didn't pick up on it, but I'm very excited to see how these go. I'd never even heard of pink dandelions, but here we go trying it. And of course, first things first, you're going to label your bag, because a lot of these, when they start growing, they all look the same. So it's not like, oh, I'll be able to tell when it gets to you won't be able to tell until like the actual flower blooms. So, help yourself out, make it easy. We'll say pink dandy. I like to use the super fat marker because my handwriting's so awesome. But I just wrote pink dandy. I'm going to spoon some dirt from the seed starting dirt that I got from Ocean State Job Lots. They have a really nice, affordable variety. Again, Jiffy does a really great job, and they're well known for seed starting. It makes such a difference when you're using seed starting soil because it's so much lighter and easier for the seeds to have an actual chance of germinating and growing. If you're using just like topsoil or the big thing of Miracle Grow for vegetables and flowers, which is great once the plants are established, it's a little bit heavier for seed starting. And you're going to realize, of course, what just happened to me when you're using Sharpie or markers and you're written on a bag, when you touch it with your fingers, it's going to get on you before it dries. The good news is it actually does come off. I just suggest being more mindful than I was just now. Or just, use it to paint your fingernails and go golf for the day. Your choice. These are really, really tiny seeds. So I'm not going to do all of them. I'm just going to do a few because I'm not sure how they go, and I might end up, depending on if they're prolific or not, doing more of these later on in the season once the other ones have kicked, if they have kicked. Yeah, I do not recommend dumping the whole bag of seeds of flowers and stuff because something could go wrong and you want to have a second or third chance to grow things. So just keeping a few of the seeds, especially if they're super teeny tiny and there's like a million of them, unless you're doing the cover crop, which I did. I dumped the whole thing of seeds for the cover crop because those are like supposed to be super easy to grow. Like you don't have to do much to them to get them going. And I want all the nutrients given back to the soil. So I did dump all of those. But, all right. Daisy pink shade paper. They're just so pretty. They're just so pretty. So we'll say Daisy pink shades. I'm going to put paper too. going to strategically put this around the garden in hopes of being able to then use it for dried flowers, pressed flowers into resin and things like that. Now that we understand how to use resin. And if you missed those episodes, the good news is that they live on YouTube. Either go to my YouTube channel under Samantha Bremekamp, or go to the BCTV YouTube channel under the playlist of Sam Explains the World. And there you will find all of the videos that have aired, all of my episodes that have aired, just waiting for you to rewatch them over and over again. Highly recommend starting seeds indoors with recyclables. Now, I'll be right back because Marblade's calling to me. Hold on. So the variety that I just grabbed is a straw flower. It's a tall double. And I just read on the back of it, because it's important to read instructions on varieties you haven't done before. It's telling me not to pack it. It needs direct light on the seed specifically in order to germinate. So there's like a million in this. We're going to try the bag method. And I'm also, of course, going to do the trays with the seed starting kits for stuff like this because they're, I think, going to do fairly well. And so I'm not pressing them down into the dirt. I let them drop, land, and that's it. We're going to put them under the grow lights, and we're going to watch as magic happens because that's the magic of gardening. Starting indoors, starting outdoors. I will go collect all the recyclables that I have cleaned out that are trays that had held chicken and things like that, and get those ready for the shelves as well for the indoor garden room / library. So it's really important to have things to focus on and look forward to that are somewhat in your control when everything is a little bit crazy out there in the world. So. I really don't think there's anything better for your mental state of being than being in nature. And if you can't get nature, this is a beautiful close second. So I put enough soil, got the Sharpie off my hands, and now we're going to take some of these. Oh, and I love that they say when they are packed, they give a sell-by date, and they say how many seeds. So there are a minimum of 100 seeds in here. Oh, these are really fun. If I had acres, half acre, an acre, interesting. Okay, just want to make sure I didn't drop any. I would absolutely use all of them, but I don't, and I feel like the handful I just took is probably too many. These are little fuzzy guys, which I've not experienced, so we'll see how they go. I'm not going to do more than 2 dozen. I'm going to put these down. Because I am starting some of them indoors, but I'm also going to, once the weather gets nicer, consider direct sowing them outside. Because a lot of these varieties, you can do either. So we'll see. We'll try, we'll learn, and then we'll figure out how to do it going forward. Maybe next year we do it differently. The cool thing about gardening is like you're just always learning. You're always growing. See what I did there. It's not just the plants, it's the gardener. Whether you have a green thumb or not, you're always learning. Nice press. I'm gonna add a little bit more water. Fuzzy seeds, interesting. Okay. There we have it. And there, and then once I finish all of this, I'll bring it and add it to the library garden with the really awesome grow lights. And that's it. So, try. Get out there, get some packets of seeds, or maybe you already collected seeds walking around last year or whatever. Get growing, you know? Bring joy into your life by gardening, instant meditation, brings you close to nature. It's really rewarding. So one of the new varieties that I'm going to try this year is called the spinach strawberry. It's an heirloom seed variety from Baker Creek, and their website is rareseeds.com, so totally check them out. No, I'm not affiliated with them. I'd love for them to sponsor me, so you guys just call me up via email. Wait a minute. Send a carrier pigeon. Wait. Get in touch. Have your people call my people. Marmalade's waiting on the line. But what's really cool is not only are they like really pretty, obviously, but it dates back to 1600 Europe, and it produces greens that are used like spinach, so it's not exactly a spinach variety, but it yields attractive red berries that are nice in fruit salads, which is just so cool. So it sprouts in about a week or 2 weeks. These will definitely be direct sown several weeks before the last frost of spring. So that means I'm going to go out today because it's going to be a nice rainy day and it's kind of mild. And I'm going to sprinkle these around and see how they go. But I'm pretty excited. I've never heard of them. I just love trying new exotic things. And by exotic, I mean something like this. Nothing invasive, nothing crazy to introduce into our garden or area, but I just am really excited. Oh, another one that I'm super excited about. Did you know, and I did not know this, but did you know that marshmallows actually, the main ingredient that makes a marshmallow comes from the marshmallow plant? So I only learned that this past year, having had no idea, but it's pretty crazy. So it's an African native, and it's the original source of an Egyptian confection, which evolved into today's marshmallows. And oddly enough, it's also eaten as a vegetable. So we are definitely going to grow these. We're going to hope it works, and we're going to see if we can taste them, explore, but also try to make marshmallows out of it. Apparently, it's pretty easy to make your own marshmallows, and they end up being like 1,000,000% tastier and more fun than the store-bought kind. I don't know. We're gonna try. We're all gonna find out together because that's more fun. Okay, so it is really warm today. It's definitely going to rain, and I am taking the dirt out of all of these containers. I'm going to fill the raised beds with them, and I'm going to try for the first time ever, like I mentioned, doing a cover crop with clover, which is supposed to be really good for the beds. It's supposed to put back all of the nutrients and such that the previous garden took out of it. And so yeah, we're gonna put the herd on dirt. We're gonna sprinkle on red clover. I got it from freeheirloomseeds.org and from Rare Seeds, and they have like a really great catalog that just feels nice to the touch, and the pictures are amazing, but they have very cool, unusual seeds. So I just got a bunch of them, including these 2 different types of clover that's also supposed to be so good at attracting pollinators and, again, fixing your soil. We'll see how it goes. Obviously, I'll update you. And yeah, happy gardening. Get out there. Even if it's a little rainy, it's a perfect time to start working the dirt. So you can see I've put the dirt from those containers into the raised beds. I've worked them out just using gardening gloves. And now I'm going to be spreading different types of clover all over it in preparation to add all the things back into the soil that we need to have a really robust garden this year. It was really easy. It's going to rain today, so I'm leaving these out in hopes that they get rinsed off a bunch because I'm going to paint all of them and put them in the side front garden where they can be better utilized. I had everything on the deck last year and it was great, but we need these to be showstoppers, and I'm going to definitely focus on flowers and things, so you'll see. I'll take that journey with me. Didn't take much time, and we'll see how it goes.
Come to me, please. Feel the rhythm. Come to me, please.
That was it. They say not to really cover it much, and it's supposed to be really hardy. So, wish us luck, and then give it a try yourself, and let me know how it goes. Thank you so much for joining me on this episode of Sam Swain's World. I'm your host, Samantha Bremekamp. I hope I've inspired you to get your hands dirty, get out there into the dirt, bring the dirt inside, use recyclables or whatever you have. If you have a great window sill that gets great light, do it that way. If you're able to do grow lights, I highly recommend it. Get like a baker's rack or whatever kind of shelving you can use. And the ones that I just got, the super flat lights, super recommend. They had a sale going. You can get 2 packs or a 4-pack. I think the 2-pack was under $20. And I think the 4-pack was something like $50. So I got a couple of the couples because they were on sale. But I'm just really excited because they're really already promoting growth in the baggies that I've already put out. I look forward to seeing you next week, 9 p.m. Friday, right here on BCTV.